Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, we're going to be talking to you about staying strong in the things you should be doing. More specifically, the top 3 things you must be doing in order to win an offer here in Denver.
That's right, guys. Let's check it out. What's up, guys? I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time checking out the channel, welcome. While you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. We're dropping content all week long without fail, telling you everything there is to know about moving to or living in the entire Denver, Colorado area. And you don't want to miss a single one.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do to help you, we would love to. And I can't help but laugh because like what you guys can't see is below this camera, every time he's talking, he's like doing this with his hand. I'm trying to be over here defenseless.
I know, like he's like trying to
he's attacked me.
Do not try it.
Eli's super aggressive. You guys just don't see it on the camera.
I am. All right, so diving into it, guys, we know that the market has been extremely hot the past couple of years. Don't get it wrong, it still is extremely hot, which is why we wanted to make this video, because we don't want you guys to kick back and think, we can just relax and there's a ton of homes to buy and they're not going for over asking price anymore, because it definitely is not the case. So we wanted to make this video to dive into the top 3 things the most successful buyers are still doing in this market.
Even in a hot market like this, guys, it's been like this for a couple of years. A lot of people are just paying a little bit more attention to it now. We're post-COVID. We're starting to move a lot more, so they think this is something new. It's not. But just anytime you're in one extreme or the other, right? Where like, hey, no big deal. Interest rates have climbed. More homes are coming back on the market. No problem. Now we can buy a house. That's probably the extreme to the other one is thinking that it's just not possible at all.
Yeah.
And hey, why even look? We're going to get beat on every offer. We're not prepared. Neither one are true. There's always some fine line in the middle as far as preparing you guys. We've done a couple hundred deals the past couple years. We do about a couple hundred deals per year off of this channel alone, and everyone has found themselves a home. Everyone has won their offer. Let's talk about that. Let's dive into what we think top 3 things are for you guys.
All right, so number 1, this is the fundamental. This is regardless of whatever market you're in, but especially this one, guys, you want to make sure you have this down, and that is being prepared. Now, what do we mean by being prepared? Sounds simple, sounds straightforward. And it is, but a lot of people really miss this step. So there's 2 things that I think really goes into being prepared. And that's number 1, sitting with Will and Eli and going through what we call our full buyer presentation. That is really where we walk you through from start to finish, everything from going to look at homes and what your role is, what our role is, to how we win offers, what tools that we have to put onto your offer to make it stand out amongst all the others. And really, after we go into contract, everything that happens from offers accepted to our inspections, how much those costs, what earnest money is, and most importantly, all the places that you can get out of a contract if it ends up not being the right one.
Correct. And even prior to that, just understanding like, hey, are you contingent on a home that you're selling somewhere else? And hey, do we need to get a little bit further in that process before we go submitting offers on homes? If you are contingent and selling something else, is there a way for you to be a cash buyer on the other side? Yes, we can explain that to you guys. If that's not an option for you guys, hey, at least being through your inspection process on the home that you're selling before we're committing to submitting offers on homes here in Colorado or in a different part of Colorado if you are a local person. So things like that. And hey, if you are new to Colorado or if you are from Colorado, but you're new to some different areas that you maybe want to live in, dialing in areas is going to be super huge, because once we start looking at homes, that area's not changing. More specifically, that neighborhood's not changing, right? That lot's not changing, but going a little bit more broad again as far as like, if you're new to Colorado, really doing your due diligence on the top 2 to 3 areas that you feel like you could live in, because once we start looking at homes, it is a hot market. We're the 2nd hottest market behind San Diego. Homes do go quick out here. So the last thing you want to be doing when a home is on the market is double dutching or guessing whether this was the area or not the area, because by the time that you've realized that it is, that home could be gone. So just dialing in everything that we can control and dotting our I's, crossing our T's as far as what it looks like on the buyer side to make sure that once we do submit an offer, we are prepared ultimately to be fully committed and to make sure that that execution of that contract for those sellers and for yourself goes super well.
And the second part of that is getting the right pre-approval, getting the right lender behind you and being fully pre-approved prior to going out and even looking at homes, let alone making offers. And there's an equal amount of education and knowledge regardless of how many times you've bought or sold a home. There's an equal amount of that goes behind the lending side as much as the buyer side, right, of buying a home, where if you're lacking in either one of those departments, man, it can really hurt your offers going forward and it can impact your overall experience.
I'm a food guy. I'm an analogy guy. I feel like, hey, before we cook the pizza, as in submit the offers, let's make sure that all of the ingredients and everything, every tool that we're gonna need in regards to cooking that food is appropriate, right? So the ingredients that we're using, are they cut the right way? Are we using the right tools? And do we have everything prepared and ready? So once we do start cooking, we don't crap the bed during that process as well, right?
Zero flop. I mean, absolutely zero flop.
So if you guys have questions on that, let us know. I know we're a little bit vague on that. It's hard to get super specific and try to tailor that to everybody versus your guys' personal circumstances once you guys have, without making this an hour-and-a-half long video. But just understand, I'm sure you guys know, just button up what you can, be in control of what you can be in control of. Areas are huge. I can't stress that enough. Being committed to the area you want to be in or the areas that you are okay being in, and having things dialed in on the lending side and how that coincides with real estate altogether could not be a bigger deal.
And contact us. We've got resources for everything. We walk you through the entire process.
Correct.
So the two things that we just mentioned, we're normally getting done on one Zoom call and then another Zoom call with lender. So we've got your back.
All right, guys, moving right along. Number 2, and that is speed is key. We've touched on this a little bit. What do we mean by that? This is the hottest market in the country behind San Diego. So it does mean, yes, more times than not, homes are typically moving a lot quicker than others, correct?
And I know someone's going to fact check us on that, okay? It may have changed in the past few months.
4 months ago, we were the second hottest market. Does it fluctuate? Do we go drop to 5th and then 3rd and then 1st and then 2nd? Slice it however you want to. The bottom line is,
it's hot.
Colorado is an extremely hot, forward-moving market. Homes do not sit very long here.
100%. Now, regardless of what you're seeing out there, regardless of what articles you're reading, things are still moving extremely fast. When you're seeing articles, people posting on social media about seeing price reductions, you're seeing price reductions on homes that were just overpriced to begin with, okay?
Correct.
Homes that are priced competitively and show well in person, you're still getting 5 to 10 offers on those. They're still going 10 to 15% over asking price, just like we saw before. So that part has not changed. So for the homes that you're gonna want, I promise you, speed is key.
And even homes that have price improvements is what they're calling them now. And they reduce the price. That typically happens out here within that first week. And if they do make a price reduction, not only are they, if it's 10 grand, if it's 25 grand, what they're really saying is, hey, we are happy to make a deal. So when people do make that price improvement, when listing agents do that, it tends to ramp up motivation from buyers and it tends to go quick at that point. So even though it's been on the market for a few, once that reduction happens, it'll go super quick. But more importantly, guys, first offers still matter, right? Like good communication from a lender and a realtor and getting seller circumstances and letting them know where we're at and just letting them know like, hey, we appreciate you guys not leveraging the information that we're giving you on our offer. We're hoping that you're letting every other offer come in and not using us to leverage it and make us the barometer as far as like telling everybody that they should come in above us if they want to be competitive. Most agents just allow cards to fall where they may, but being first, being committed, letting them know that you're not submitting offers on any other homes for the rest of the weekend. It does matter because you do have people out here that are submitting offers on several different homes. And no, it's not illegal, but it is against ethics and it's not the best way to build trust when you are trying to build rapport with the listing agent and getting them committed to you just as much as you're committed to that home. So you might think, hey, we've got till Monday evening before we have to submit an offer. Should we go see some more homes? Like, you can absolutely do that, but if there's one that is just standalone, your favorite, that you want to put your best effort at, sooner than later, as far as like that same day, we should be submitting that offer, letting them know how committed that we are. For some reason, we have to retract it. That's fine. That's up to you. But more importantly is being first matters. Letting them know how committed you are matters. Communication from your lender, any timely manner matters. You don't want to be that person having your realtor make that phone call on Sunday night or Monday night when they're saying, hey, listen, all offers are due by Sunday night at 5 p.m. All offers are due by Monday evening at 5 p.m. You don't want to be trying to submit at 4 or 5 p.m. having your realtor call. Everyone is trying to do that last minute. Listing agents understand what they're trying to do there. It gets very convoluted. If we can get in ahead of time and let them know we're committed and allow them time to do their own due diligence and asking us questions along with your lender questions, it sets us up to be the one that they trust most. And even if we're not the highest offer, a lot of times they'll counter you because they appreciate working with you more than others. So they might counter for a slightly higher price or to change some dates because even though you weren't the best on paper per se, you were the best relationship and communication. And if you accept that counter, then everyone's happy, everyone wins.
Now, the other part of speed that we find being very, very, very important is in the offer decision process. So we've identified the home that we love and we're discussing putting in an offer and then getting that offer to them in a timely manner, just like Will's talked about, is extremely important. And here's what I mean by that. In Colorado, I don't know how it is in every other state. I know it's not as flexible as Colorado, but in Colorado, there is so much time for due diligence after an offer is accepted. You want to make sure that you're doing the majority of that due diligence when the offer first. Do it after you go into contract. You know, I've seen people where they try and take way too much time researching HOA documents, trying to find out the solar panel information and utility bills costs and how much your water bills. Guess what? You're going to wear out a seller before they've even accepted your offer.
And we can help you guys a lot with that, right?
Yeah,
so it's not that
100%.
we don't want to share any of that information, but with as many homes as we do, and depending on the area that you guys are looking at, we've got a lot of information on what utilities cost in that area, what HOAs are in that area. Typically, that's public information. If you just understand where to look, we can do some due diligence and we can look that up for you. But really, it's about like the intangibles or the things that you cannot change, right? Is it in the neighborhood that you want to live in? Is it inside the school district that you want to raise your family in? Is it proximity close to where you want to work at? Is it on a cul-de-sac? Is it back up to a green belt? Are there things that you can just not change about this home that are awesome? And hey, whether the AC is a little bit older than you like or not, there are some things that are more important. And it's hard to be subjective to those things when we don't know what a seller's committed to fixing or not fixing. Biggest thing is, hey, do we have the best offer? Is this really where you guys want to be? Because I promise you, no matter how brand new an air conditioner is or how brand new a radon system is, if it's a home that you don't want to live in, no amazing air conditioner is going to make you change your mind on that. But if the home is where you want to be, there's a couple mitigations that have to happen. A lot of times sellers, believe it or not, contrary to what you guys might think, are more proactive in doing those for buyers. And more importantly, if that's the home and the place that you want to live in, you're a lot better off overcoming some of those and being happy long-term with that purchase than the latter.
All right, now number 3, this may be the most important of them all, but I think they're all equally as important. And that is really having the right team around you. Now, this goes on the buying or selling side. Lender, realtor, title company. That team that you have working together is critical. The communication between those 3 parties is critical and can literally be the difference of you winning an offer or not.
And there's also some secondaries to that, right? So like general contractors, handymen, licensed plumbers, other licensed guys that can do work like electricians and different things for homes. We've got a great team behind us when it comes to that stuff because yes, at times, maybe sellers are tapped out. They don't want to fix certain things about a home, but you would like them done before you get into the home. And because we've got a great team around us that do a lot of different projects with us, we can get that for pretty low prices, which makes it very accommodating, which means it doesn't break the deal. It doesn't mean that you've got to walk away from it or that a seller has to walk away from it. A lot of times we can bridge that gap. We can meet in the middle. A lot of times Elon and I even help you out with some of that cost just to make sure that the home is proper for you, but you also don't miss out on the home that you guys want to be raising your family or spending your time as a young professional in, or all of the above with it. So in addition to like your primary teams, your secondary teams of guys coming in and mitigating some things prior to moving in and just making sure that that deal moves smoothly and that any imperfections are taken care of to your guys' standard, to our standard, gets done. But the bottom line, you are also a part of that team, right? And the one place that none of us can help out or can do for you is pick the home. So after we dial in some areas and you guys are looking for the home, and it's so important that everything prior to that is done. Areas, our lending, where we're at, what we'd like to spend, what we would not like to spend. If we are spending, what would be okay to spend it on, right? Some people are okay with expensive homes, but they don't want to pay a lot in taxes because you don't get that money back out and it doesn't increase any equity in your home. Some people don't mind because they just want to be by the water or by the mountains. Doesn't matter. Either way, having all that dialed in. So once we get to the home viewing process, you guys can walk in, feel the flow of a home, embrace it, pay attention to the neighborhood, everything around it, and be that pinnacle piece to this team, which is you guys being committed to picking that home. Once you find the one, then the rest of us can come in behind you and do a great job to make sure that we do everything we can to help you guys out. But you've got to do everything as far as your due diligence to put yourself in position to where when we go through homes, you're not distracted, you're not worried about anything else. You are literally taking in every single home for how it looks, how it feels, where it's at, so you can pull the trigger, be super committed to which one that you guys want to move forward on. That way we're putting our best foot forward with the offer and the the entire process after that flows as frictionless as possible.
That's right. So again, we always stress this. If you guys are even thinking about moving to the Denver area, or maybe you already live in the Denver area and you want to learn more about this, or at least explore, hey, is home buying an option for me? We talk to people like that all the time. So don't hesitate to reach us out.
And he talks to people about that all the time because he's a licensed realtor in the state of Colorado.
I am. Imagine
so
that.
am I. And just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you guys with those real estate needs.
Yeah.
So that number that's popping back up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you with some of that stuff, we would love to. But until next video, you guys enjoy the warm weather.
Yes.
Enjoy your week. We will see you very soon.
See you guys.
Good? Perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
You're perfect.
You're perfect. I could probably make it. And that is to be prepared.
Nope. Eli. I was like, gonna let you talk more. Oh, we should be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go into like what you mean?
Yeah. I'll hit a couple of points. Now, what do you mean?
Sorry.